Hey guys, welcome to the Dead True Podcast. I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Casey. How's it going?
This is our surprise show tonight. How you feel about that?
I'm excited.
I hear you. So I think we should do this from time to time just to kind of spice things up a little bit.
Keep them on
Uh,
their toes.
yeah, Dustin ain't with us tonight. So the big news is, Norman Reedus is actually asking Andy Lincoln to come on the show and come back. You think that's pretty awesome, Casey?
Man, that's pretty awesome. Hopefully, I mean, if anybody has pull, right, it's got to be Norman Reedus. I'm pretty sure they're buds over the years.
Well, he's pulling at his heartstrings now. I think he's
Right.
not going to get him there. He's going to throw confetti and stuff at him and get him on the show with him.
Right. I remember that prank.
Yeah. For those that ain't never seen it, they actually took what was it? What do you call that?
Like
Anyway,
glitter and confetti.
yeah, glitter and graffiti and put it in his AC unit. So when he crunked the AC up during the summer, it all blew in his face. And he said that stuff was blowing in his car for like 6 months straight.
I'm sure it's out there on YouTube. I remember seeing it all the time.
Oh yeah, what's up, Matt? How you doing tonight, buddy?
Hey, Matt.
So what's going on in Casey world this week?
Oh, not much, man. Busy day at work. As you can see, I got my glasses on. I'm supposed to have LASIK consultation this week, but doctor got COVID, so he got canceled.
This COVID's something else, boy. I know at least two people I know's got it. So
Yeah,
hopefully everything will get better pretty soon. But I mean,
yeah.
everything is the way it is. How you doing, guys? So what do we want to go over tonight? You want to go over some stuff about Casey's past? What what got Casey into The Walking Dead? Because I'm gonna kind of interview her tonight. What the hell? I want to know more about Casey.
Interview me.
Yeah, let's interview Casey. So the first time I met you was like 2012, 2013, somewhere in there.
Somewhere around there,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was
What
on
brought
set.
you? Yeah, yeah, it was on set. True that. True that. What brought you up here though?
Oh man, just a fan, I kind of talked about it on the show before. Back in 2010, I was at San Diego Comic Con, and I saw the one of the sets they had built is to kind of advertise the show because that was the summer 2010, and the show didn't come out. So I never read the comic, but once I found out about that show, I went ahead and started catching up on all the trades and was reading those, and so I fell in love with the comic right before season one dropped, and I mean I've been watching it from the get go. So and it's funny because I was watching it by myself, and now my family, after we got into it, and started visiting like places where they film in Sonoy and all that, they got hooked because we started doing all the tours. And I mean, and the reason why I even did the tours is because, I live in Valdosta, Georgia. So I'm only about 3.5, 4 hours south of Atlanta. And, about 3.5 hours from you, Jimmy. So,
Yeah.
when I found out that my favorite show was like filmed in my backyard, I had to go, man. And so it's just like meeting people like you and Jamie and Harrelson,
Yeah.
this is really cool to see this family, this camaraderie around the show. And I'm just a big movie buff, anyways, and I love behind the scenes kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
you guys,
Back
fun.
then though, we had a tight inner core and we didn't let many people in. I remember there was me, Jamie, Dex had Jim Sells down there.
Yep, Mayor
Like you
Jim.
had Patrick, Jonathan, his sister. You had basically those people, and then you had the people in Sonoya. And we didn't let many people in back then because we were real tight. And I met
Hmm.
Casey, and you kind of grasped my heart real quick, so I brought you in. And I remember you was working on some kind of project back then, and I don't know you're gonna elaborate on that, but I'm not gonna say what it was. But you were doing something. It was kind of interesting. I'm like that'd be kind of fun to take part in. And I
Right.
remember let's talk about the first Walker Stalker. How was that experience for you though?
Oh, that experience was amazing. Obviously it's gone downhill, and I know it's got a bad taste in everybody's mouths. But the first Walker Stalker Con was amazing. Um, again, as a fan of the show and somebody who could visit the sets, the next missing piece was to actually meet the actors, right? I mean, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, as everybody knows, and we kind of talk about on the
Yeah,
show. It's hard to meet the Star Wars celebrities. They do have Celebration, but a lot of times those conventions are overseas or are on the West Coast. I actually did get to a Celebration in Orlando, so that was cool. But to know again, 4 hours away, I could meet the actors of my favorite show. I mean, I was there, and so I actually funded them on Kickstarter because the
yeah,
very first Walker Stalker was on Kickstarter. And I mean, I pledged, I think, $100 and got VIP tickets, which was like full access. It was pretty amazing, man.
yeah.
But
I remember the access because I volunteered that first year, and the access I had was crazy. Like
right,
I had access to everything I ever wanted, and
right.
I remember. I appreciate, by the way, you let me stay in your room that
I
weekend. That was
did,
kind of
I did.
nice. Yeah, I appreciate that. I remember.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I really do, man. I appreciate that. And that was, you got to understand, guys. Back then, Walker Stalker was new.
Mm-hmm.
All this was new. It was like our baby, and it was like growing up on us. And I remember the first thing that Walker Stalker represented was something for the fans by the fans, because
Yeah,
at that time James and Eric were just like we were,
right.
and it was like something cool. We hung out with James and Eric. We hung out with Casey. Y'all hang out with me, and it was just that was their graduation more or less, and it was really cool hanging out with Dean and all those guys. And
Yeah, man.
yeah, yeah, that was I remember we met Holly and Kevin around that same time. We all became friends, and it was just a wild ride. Therefore, after I mean, it was crazy. And I remember going downstairs. I got to hang out with Andrew Lincoln. I want to say for like 12 hours that day.
Yep.
Went downstairs, and Norman Reedus was standing right there, and I was talking to him about working for him the next day, and he's like, "Man, we're glad to have you, or whatever." And it was just good, man. I mean, did your situation was similar?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've shared the cast photo before, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, one of the big perks I got from that Walker Soccer Con was the opportunity to get that cast photo. And I believe at the time, it might have been season 2, maybe season 3. And so that was just cool to see. All the cast was there. Obviously the big dogs are there, like Rick and Daryl. But then like T Dog was there. He's one of my favorites. Michonne was on there. She was fairly new as far as being on the show. And I think even Bob and Sasha. I don't even think their episodes had aired yet, but they were in the cast photo as well.
pretty awesome.
So it was awesome. Man.
My cast photo was a little different. You remember Travis Charpentier, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
played
yeah.
he played
RV
RV Walker. Yeah, yeah. So if Yo's don't remember, he was one that went in a RV when they were on the road, and Andrea hit him in the eye with a screwdriver.
Yep.
Okay, so I was in this picture with his parents and him, and we had the girl that played Andrea act like she was stabbing him out with a screwdriver. And I remember at the time it was like one of the coolest cast pictures ever.
That was a
It-
cool one.
yeah, yeah. So we redid that just for that convention, and I still talk to Travis all the time. But that was a cool one. He moved away unfortunately, but the first time I ever met Travis, we were going through Walmart of all places, and we were shopping. And I was looking at Walking Dead stuff, and the guy that come up to me was Travis. He goes, "You like that show?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "You see that zombie right there?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool, Walker." He goes, "That's me." I was like, "No way." He goes, "Yeah,
Yep.
that's me." And I was like, "No way." So he ended up showing me pictures of him. That's how I met him.
Oh,
Just kind
that's
of
cool. I
chilling
didn't know
out.
that.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
yeah.
heard that story.
Yeah, he ended up signing pictures for me and the kids. Like I went and got some stuff off the shelf, and he signed some stuff, and it was real cool, man. And then we
That
started
is
hanging out
cool.
with Sonoya around the gazebo with him, and
Yep.
it just got real cool.
Yeah, I know they ended up using his picture for a lot of promo stuff. I've seen him
Yeah.
on like Valentine's cards.
He is a pretty guy, man. He's a pretty
Yeah,
guy.
and wasn't he the case on one of the DVDs?
All right, season 2, the Blu-ray DVD special edition. If you go on eBay to this day, that thing sells for like $200. But you can actually pull
Mhm.
screwdriver out the zombie's eye and everything. It was real cool. I
Yeah,
remember I was looking for that. I want to say about a year ago, and it's still up there. I'm
yeah.
gonna wait till the train kind of comes to a slow stop before I buy a Travis head. I'm still gonna be collecting it when it's not popular anymore. But what the hell?
Right, right.
Yep.
Yeah, I hate myself for not buying that one early.
Yeah, man. The weird one is, the walker at the dumpster walker, with
Yeah.
all the spikes and
Oh, with the
stuff on.
spikes and stuff.
Yeah, if you go to eBay, that thing sells for crazy, man. I think it's like still $600.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
I
saw
didn't
that.
I didn't know it was selling for that high, but it really was. It's crazy amount.
Hmm.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Matthew over there is saying talking about praise for Alpha. I did see that she's got COVID.
Yeah, she did get COVID.
Yeah.
She got checked in. As far as I know, she's doing good. She is on a breathing machine.
Hmm.
There's not
That's
much word
scary.
other than that coming out. We are with her.
Yeah,
It's
man.
it's
Thoughts and prayers
sad,
with
man.
her. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's scary.
yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing how it affects people differently, man. We actually had it over the summer, my family and I, and so very mild symptoms. We were very lucky. So it's crazy how it affects different people.
yeah. I think I was in a relationship with somebody around last Christmas, and I think they had it. I
Oh
took
wow,
care of them and everything. I was drinking orange juice like a madman. I kid you not.
get that vitamin
And
C, man.
yeah, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get this crap because every test she had came back negative, flu
Oh
negative, all
man,
that stuff was negative. And I'm like, she's really sick. Like it was over 2 weeks, and I'm like, she's still sick. So like,
wow,
I started. I got a little sick, but I never got sick, and I think she had that. That was the first time anybody ever heard of it. So I don't
gotcha,
know. Yeah, but
gotcha.
anybody got any questions tonight at all? Feel free to put them in below. Um, I'm glad we actually got Mr. Casey up here, aka
Yeah,
Mr.
man.
Jerry. Yep. Yeah. So you will cosplay at the next camp, man?
You know what? I might as well. I've got my outfit ready to go. I've
Yeah,
cosplayed as Jerry.
yeah,
When I met Jerry, I wore my outfit, and he loved it.
yeah,
So,
we can do Jerry part 2 or something, man. You never know.
little
Yeah,
Jerry.
yeah. Get your woman to be your girlfriend, kind of walk up in there, high stepping.
Right, right. Yeah, man. I'm hoping to see him again soon. I hope these conventions come back.
Yeah, that me too, man. The conventions are part of our lives, and
Yeah, man.
it's like we look forward to that. Like me and you both, man. I remember we used to go like last couple Walker Stalkers. We hung out, and
Yeah,
Walker
dude.
Stalkers is not the only convention I went to. I go to Days of the Dead, Atlanta Comic Con. I go to all
Right,
that stuff, and I like seeing people dress up and act crazy. But I don't
right.
know. Without conventions, I don't know. It's kind of boring as hell right
I
now.
know, right? Yeah,
Forward to, so I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah. So let's see.
Somebody says, Leah over there says she heard Glenn is coming back.
I heard that they're having a little bit of everybody come back. I don't know how true that is. They're talking about like a
Like
look back.
flashback or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, like even having T Dog on set. I've heard. I really don't know, and I can't say it's true. I just don't know.
Right,
They're so tight-lipped now that I couldn't tell you if they did or not. But back in the day, I could,
right,
because I could
right.
see. But now they're so weird
I
on
heard that
announcements.
same thing about T Dog. So yeah, I'm curious if there's any truth to that.
They have not announced any more people from the camp other than Jerry. So the only one we know for a fact is going to be there is Mr. Jerry,
Yep.
and we got Mr. Casey. If you want to take pictures with Mr. Casey, I'm sure he'll oblige too. Yep, yep.
I want to go, man.
Matt, you can ride up and take pictures with all Casey you want to.
Yeah, I don't charge.
He might charge you a sandwich or something. I would. So, Mr. Casey, you got anything to ask me, buddy?
Oh man.
I never
Um,
asked questions on the show. I thought it'd be kind of cool.
I know, right?
Yeah.
What was the first set you saw in person?
The first Walking Dead set or
Yeah,
set?
like Walking Dead set. Yeah.
Okay. The first Walking Dead I ever walked up to was the scene where Merle and Daryl fought in the arena. Um, I, wa-
Oh,
I
okay.
walked I walked up to that set, kind of watched over. It was 3 days later that Clear actually started filming. So it was like the next week after. So we got to hang out, watch them. Keep in mind, I think Kevin was there that night. Anyway, when we seen the smoke come out, you didn't get to see inside the pit itself. What you seen was you
Ah,
seen smoke rising from the pit. You seen guys on top of a building shooting down. So as right as Merle and Daryl escaped is where I was watching,
oh wow.
and everything in curtailed. So they started the night off with that scene, them running away, and then they started filming other stuff. I know there's a couple walkers I knew in that set because we need to have them on here to talk. But
One of them was Chris Thompson, right?
yeah,
I
Chris
met him.
Thompson. Yeah, you actually interviewed Chris
Yeah,
Thompson,
I
didn't you?
did. I did. He's a great guy.
Man, he goes everywhere. You ever seen how many vacations that man goes on?
Yeah,
He's
he has
like a
been to Disney.
yeah, he's like a vacation madman. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Miss Anderson just asked, is Daryl gay? Well, I do not know if Daryl's gay, but when he
I
got
don't
in
know if
Alexandria,
is she asking specifically is Norman Reedus gay or
yeah, elaborate on your
yeah, do you
question.
mean the actor or the character?
Yeah, because my thing is Norman Reedus, the guy, is not gay. I mean, I've met a couple of his girlfriends. I shop at the same grocery store that he does when he's here, and I met his girlfriends actually shopping for Norman. So
I'm crazy.
yeah. So I mean, I actually met Cecilia when she was shopping for him. The only thing she ever talked about was how he wore all his paint to bed, and she fussing about that.
She said
So,
buzz.
yeah. All right. So Norman Reedus is not gay by far. He likes the women. Okay. Now Norman, well Daryl Dixon as I mean, I'm gonna answer first, and I'll let you answer, Casey. Is that okay?
Sure,
All right.
sure.
All right. I think now don't fangirls don't get mad at me. I think Daryl in the show is either gay or bi. And the reason why I'm saying that is every time you see Daryl, he he's not really interested in either, but he plays favorites with men characters. He grows closer with them. It's like when he first got to Alexandria, he ran off with the gay guys, and everybody else went to the party. I'm not saying he is or he ain't, or it really doesn't matter. But to me, I think he is. What do you think, Mr. Casey?
I mean, I definitely see where you're coming from. And I don't know if it is interesting they didn't make his character a womanizer, you know?
Yeah,
So I don't know if it's just one of those things where because they never had him hook up with anybody, or and whether hook up or just in a relationship with anybody, and then it kind of left the door open for the writers to go either way. And I don't know if they're listening to the fans, but you know, I could definitely see it him being gay or bi. I mean, it. I don't particularly care either way, but it is interesting that how it's come up in a lot of conversations.
I'll be honest with you. Though. I think if he was gay, I think the fan base would be rocked. And I'm not saying by get people are upset because he's gay. I think it'd be rocked because all the women would be disappointed. I think that's more or
Right.
less what it is.
Right, because I mean I've been to those conventions and I see those lines and you know
Yeah,
I mean he's like Beatles level, girls screaming, ladies screaming. It's pretty
people,
crazy.
ladies, unfortunately biting.
Yeah,
It's
ladies biting him.
yeah,
Right.
it just happens, man. It's like I remember the first time I worked in his line. I remember seeing the same girl go through there like 100 times,
Oh
and
wow.
it's like it is what it is. You want to pay the money, go through there and see him as much as you want. I'm pretty sure he enjoys it. It is what it is.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I mean, Do I think he's gay in real life? Like I said, no, not a chance. What do you think about that?
Oh, in real life? No, I don't think so. I mean, I thought did he get married? Or has he just been dating her a while and didn't? I mean, he's got his son.
He's got a son by this girl he's with now. I'm not sure her name. I'm sorry, it slips my mind. But
yeah, I can't remember.
I don't think he's married. I'll be honest with you. I don't think that man will ever get married. He's in his late 40s, early 50s. There's no point in it now.
Right,
so,
right.
It is what it is.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's what it is you know, like, to me, men can be like sensitive and can be you know what I mean without being gay. So I don't know if that's what people are trying to just imply just because he is not butch, or I don't know. It's weird.
Well, you look at the downfall of Norman, though. If you look at, well, not Norman, but Daryl Dixon.
Yeah.
If you look at sorry, that would be Dustin's girlfriend. But anyway, if you look at the downfall of Daryl, you look at the first season, he's like a true redneck, and ever since the work. But when you look at like now, I don't know what the hell he is now. He's like we call it what would you call them people like goth, but not goth?
Like emo or
emo. That's the only
That's
the only thing I can compare it to, because it's like he's not that anymore. He's not what he was.
Right. Which I am glad though, because you talk about season 1 where he's redneck. I actually didn't like his character at season 1 because he was this, redneck kind of just, a loner, like didn't care about anybody, caused fights with the group. And now I get it, his brother was handcuffed to the roof there, that building, but I mean, his brother was a bad dude.
Yeah.
He deserved that.
Well, I mean, even then, when like they were going in season 2 and they were going through the woods looking for Sophia, he had some funny lines even when he was a redneck. I mean, he was pretty funny.
Right.
And then all of a sudden that just disappeared.
Right.
So I don't know.
The transformation he made, though, I definitely love the character he's become.
Oh yeah.
Now this last few seasons, he's kind of lost his drive, and I don't know, maybe being locked up in Negan's, in the survivors' prison, I don't know if that broke him.
Maybe he got a little PTSD.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe that's because he definitely was, I thought, on the road to not necessarily leadership, but he was definitely, he was Rick's right-hand man.
Yeah, even when he was with the Claim guys, he still kind of outmanned them. He was more macho than they were, even, those guys.
Right.
So, yeah, I think he wanted to be accepted too, Miss Baker. Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yep.
Totally. Especially, coming from an abusive family and
she makes a good point there. Yeah. And I think honestly, if he was gay, could he come out to somebody like that? You think Merle wouldn't have beat the hell out of him for that?
Oh yeah, back then. Oh no.
Yeah, Merle would have beat the brakes off of him. I mean, seriously.
Believe that.
Yeah. So I don't really know. It's a good thing to look into. I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Definitely to explore there.
So when you come to Grantville, what'd you think about old Jim and us? Did you do you enjoy your time there?
Oh man, that was awesome, man. It was crazy that the actual mayor was the one showing me around the set of The Walking Dead. He was a great guy, great character. He definitely knew his stuff, and I just loved hearing all the behind the scenes stuff. Of filming that episode. That was pretty cool. Like, I think he was saying, if it weren't for that train coming through, they probably would have filmed more scenes there. But I think,
well, they had. Well, the true fact is they were going to actually have the studio, part of the studio down there in Grantville, and he said one of his stories was the reason why they didn't have it down there is because that train would run through every hour on the hour, just about. Right. And it made it damn near impossible to do anything.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What could have been, right?
Well, the thing is, like, I'll be honest with you, I enjoyed watching Jim do those tours back in the day. Because, I mean, I look at it, he really was. And I think that, he made the tour simplistic.
Mhm.
In saying this, like we come down there, and back then, like you didn't have to pay for a tour. The tour is free.
Mhm.
So like you could go down there. People bought their lunch at his restaurant because they
Yep,
felt obligated to.
yep,
Yep.
that's what I
And
did.
and then we'd watch the episode all together, that clear episode, and then we'd take the tour to kind of freshen you up. Or you had a chance to hang out outside, smoke a cigarette, chill out with your friends, and then take the tour instead of watching the episode. You had those choices.
Yep.
But I mean, back then it was a big deal every Saturday night and Friday night to come down there, chill out, watch the episode, and we had Stasio's Pizza up there too, and they were hitting on it. They were good, man, and we just kind of hang out and enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, man.
And
Hey, what about that night we stayed the night at that burn pit? Where Morgan bodies.
Yeah, we had a movie night out there, right?
Yeah,
Is that the one? Yeah. So we had about 4 of those. We had one where we watched every zombie movie we could think of that night. Of course,
yeah.
That was put on by Patrick and Kaylee because I'm a little bit of an old man. I don't like to stay up all night. So I would leave out around about 9 o'clock. I'll see y'all guys later.
Right.
Later. So y'all have a good night. Enjoy your sleeping bag. I'm gonna go home to my bed.
Yeah.
But those nights were fun, and I don't know if you knew, but like a lot of locals were getting kind of upset at us.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah. So what we did to counter that was we had these kids nights where we basically open it up and watch kids movies. So we watched kids movies till about 8 o'clock, and then then the adult time happened.
Oh,
Then we
okay.
started and we still sold candy the whole time. So as soon as it got dark, generally during the winter, it was about 6 o'clock, and then we ran the movies till 8, and then we did the adult movies after that. And I remember the reason why we stopped that was I think one of the movies ended up being scratched up really bad, and
Oh, no.
and I had left, and the other people who was left there was kind of intoxicated. So there you go.
Right.
But I got back and I was like hearing all these complaints. I'm like, I'll fix it somehow.
Oh man, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, we
Now,
actually had.
stay in Morgan's apartment? Because I remember I had the opportunity to stay the night there one time.
You can rent it out as an Airbnb now through
Okay, it is on Airbnb.
Jim sells. Miss Mary, Jim's sister, actually cleans it up, makes sure it's proper and everything for people to stay in. So
Okay.
if y'all ever want to go down there and just rent that apartment, you still can. I think it's like maybe $100 a night.
Mhm.
And they have Walking Dead stuff from head to toe in that place and meat everywhere. So it's really cool. I mean, they got a real like big bathtub and everything back there. I remember when Patrick passed away, we actually had his memorial back there as well.
Right.
Patrick, one of the original creators of Morgan's Apartments. When you go in there now, if you go through the second door, you actually see a memorial to him on the left. It's got me and Casey in the pictures with him.
Yep.
But I think Pat, when he passed, that was it for me in Grantville. I think part of me didn't want to be around anymore down there.
Gotcha.
I got a second home in Harrelson now, so I mean I enjoy that.
Right.
Jamie's like a mom to me, so
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, man.
But
cool. Yeah, I remember staying there. That was pretty neat. I definitely recommend it for any Walking Dead fans, want to do the tours in the area. Definitely stay there. And I mean, you're right there in the center of all the Walking Dead stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and also since Dustin ain't on here tonight, let's elaborate on the school. Because Dustin gives me hell about the school thing, but
the school thing, the school thing was cool now.
The truth about the school thing, though, I mean, honestly, I had to work, and I worked at a school full time anyway. So I learned about this thing that was going on literally 4 days before it was going to happen. Casey didn't. I worked down there at, in Grantville, and I worked up there, and somehow I just didn't I didn't know it was going to happen until I was working it.
Right.
So basically, James and Eric, guys at Walker Stalker, decided they were going to throw a party. At the time, it was the biggest Walking Dead premiere party ever at that time. It was before Madison Square Gardens and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I believe that. I think it was season 4, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was about between 300 and 500 of us, I
At
believe.
least, man. There was a good bit. And
I
they
got
really decked it out. They had zombies walking around. They had campsites. They had like tents and set up. I mean, they made it look apocalyptic. It was really cool.
Yeah, and then we had the guy that who all we had there? We had Parker Willing there. We had
and Asthma Boy.
Asthma Boy. We had Travis there. I think Moses was there. Travis Charpentier, Moses Mobley. I think that's his last name, right? Moses.
Mosley.
Yeah, Mosley. Yeah.
Mosley.
Yeah. So we had all those guys there, and we had a great time, man. And I actually, they let me, even though I was working the event, they let me watch with my family and you, which was really good, and I still got paid for it. That's so cool. I mean, yeah. So it was really cool. Of course, putting up the chairs sucked, man. And
I bet, dude. They were all tough chairs.
That sucked. Oh my god! I had my little golf cart.
Do that?
Yeah, it was me, Marlene, Trey Battles. It was Eric James, Cindy Sumner, Dean. Man. I don't know where Dean went, but I assume I got in trouble. Okay, I almost got fired for that. Okay, what actually happened when I was putting up the chairs? I don't know who did it, but somebody went around the corner of the school where nobody could see them and started drinking beer and left it all over campus.
Oh no!
Yeah, and more or less, yeah, I got in trouble for that, and they're like, you know these people, so you're at fault. I'm like, they rented the property, I worked, I didn't see anybody with beer. I was like, I had nothing to do with it. And luckily they dropped it, but I almost got canned for that. No joke.
Wow, that's crazy, dude.
Yep.
That's wild.
What Miss Anderson say? Something about Mr. T?
Well, I see Mr. T on my screen.
Well,
I don't know what's going on in the chats.
they having fun in there, man. So if y'all enjoy this surprise episode, we might start doing them, just throwing them up, see what happens. It might be me and Dustin, might be me and Casey.
Yeah.
We're just kind of hanging out, but I think it's kind of fun to actually do one extra episode a week. Not every week, of course, but it might be something to throw up every once in a while. But let's see what else.
Wasn't it Norman Reedus' birthday this week, or did I miss that?
I think it was. I can't remember exactly what day. I think it was like either Wednesday or Tuesday, something like that.
I think it was Wednesday. I think Wednesday was Norman Reedus' birthday, and Lauren Cohen's was Thursday.
Okay. Happy birthday, Mr. Norman Reedus and Lauren Cohen.
Happy birthday.
Oh yeah. Anybody got any questions about anything but Mr. T?
Mr. T. What's going on, Mr. I got to catch up on this.
Oh yeah. Y'all a trip.
It's like not refreshing. I can't.
Yeah, on my actual phone, it's not showing me stuff like it normally does. So I don't know what's wrong with it. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But let's see. So when you actually went up to the town hall before they tore it down, what did that look like?
Oh man, that was awesome. That was your classic, what I imagine as a Hollywood set, because I've been on like Universal Studios, back tour lots, so everybody kind of knows, right, that what you see in the front is not necessarily what you see in the back, so the green facade you always see on the show, it looks real. But then when you walk around to the back, it's just being held up by 2x4s. It's not complete. There's no roof.
It's like a piece of particle board just about. It was crazy. Yeah. I remember. Well, they did have a little room to it. Remember that little box area when you walked in?
They did have like a little. Yeah. I guess so that when they opened that front door, it kind of looked like a inside. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there was.
I thought that was really cool about that area. I know when they tore it down, people were up there just grabbing whatever they could.
Yeah, I know. There was, because in the back, right, you had all the replacement parts and paint. And I got
Well,
pictures of everything.
well, I think the original cop was up there. He's like, y'all can get whatever. Ain't like we're gonna
Oh,
keep it anyway.
gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
he basically people were grabbing stuff. I remember I got bricks myself from it. I got all kind
Yeah,
of
that's
stuff.
right. The bricks from the front. Yeah, those are
Yeah.
all there.
And then I think it was like I think maybe a day later or 4 or 5 hours later. I really don't know, but another cop got there and was like, "Y'all touch it, y'all get arrested." And I'm like, "What's the difference?
Just
Dude? You're
depends
throwing it
on
all
who's
at me."
working, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, "Really, dude?"
Yep.
So I mean, by the time he got there, all the good stuff was gone anyway. So
Right.
I guess it
Right.
didn't matter.
Yeah,
But I
man. I was
remember,
bummed they burned that thing.
yeah, that sucked. I was hoping they put the original Woodbury shop right there, but I guess they wanted to
That
put
would
the
have been
apartment there
such a
instead.
perfect spot, right?
Yeah, that would have been awesome to put the Woodbury shop there, man. It just kind of hurt me a little bit to see that gone. I remember we
Yeah.
sit there for like 6 or 7 months hoping they put it back up.
Yep. Yep. And then what about in the front as you come into the when you come into Sonoy, you know, you got the coffee shop, and then over there on the right, the grass.
Mhm.
That's where they kept like the governor's vehicles and you know, the barricades they used into Woodbury.
They
That was
did.
always cool. I always look forward to seeing that on my way in to Sonoy.
It yeah, all the stuff over time, man. It's like the amount of change that happened. It's kind of depressing, it really
Right,
is to see stuff go. And
right. I know when they
my
repaved the main road, I was kind of sad.
my question is, what are they going to do to rise of the governor? If they're going to redo that, how are they going to do that without the town hall?
Right, like de-aging. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they'll build it on the back lot at Raleigh
Don't hurt my
Studios
feelings.
or whatever it's called.
That's gonna really hurt my feelings. They build it rally. I can't see
I
it.
know, right? You can't see it
Yeah,
no
let's go.
more.
Yeah, I don't know how they gonna shut town down now though. That's crazy.
Yeah, you're right. Well, they kind of do have that new section to the right, so they'll probably just divert traffic there. You know.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you. I still want to see the governor in full gear, man. I'll be
Oh,
honest with you.
same. Yeah, totally,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. But no,
That'd be a
I,
cool
I can't.
spinoff.
I think it will. I think it will be, man. I was, they were talking about the rise of the governor to do
Yeah.
the episodes of that. The Negan spinoff, the spinoff with Daryl and Carol, and
Right.
I
Yeah,
think
because
all
was
that's going to be
were there like 3 governor books? I mean, they got a whole.
the rise of the governor. To follow the governor is another one. I can't remember the name of it.
I
Yeah,
thought, yeah,
but
man, that'd be cool just to turn that into something, you know?
yeah, my whole thing about it is like this though. I mean, are they just going to do 2 seasons? Because I remember I seen Cobra Kai today talking about they're only going to do 2 more seasons of that.
Oh, is it 2 more? Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how many seasons you could stretch 3 books in. I don't know.
Right.
But it'd be
That's
kind of
true.
cool to see David Morrissey back in Sonoya. It really
Yeah,
would.
man, he was cool. I got the chance to meet him in the, I believe it was the Orlando Con, is where I met him. I got a cool photo op with him and Michonne in the same.
Yeah, I met him. I met him in Harrelson, and I met him at the over there where they did the Walker Pit over in Turin.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so if you go into Turin, you know what I'm talking about before you get to Sonoya.
Mm-hmm.
It's a town. If you're coming from the Noonan side, you come through this town. It's got a bunch of railroad tracks. Across the railroad tracks is a church. That's where they did base camp at, and the
Oh,
pit was like on
is
the
that the
other
one where
side
they
in the
dug it
woods.
out?
Yeah, that's the Walker Pit. It's where Martinez died.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I never saw that location.
It's nothing but a cow pasture, man. That's all it is. I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, I remember the first time you see the governor's army tank, it was sitting by that hole, and then you had his little camper by it.
Yeah,
Remember on the
right,
show? Yeah,
right.
yeah. So I mean, that's the first time you seen the tank, and I remember
Did you ever see
watching
the
that. And the
tank?
tank. No, I never did. I mean, I wanted to because that's freaking
Same.
cool, but yeah, but I never got to see it. No,
How do you
I
get
kind
around
of.
nobody seeing that?
Well, I mean, they had to take it down the road. I'm pretty sure somebody's seen it, but I don't know. It's
Gotcha.
kind
Yeah,
of
I never.
even the question is, even if you did see it, I mean, could you really tell it was the tank from the show?
Sure, sure.
All right, come to think of it, do you remember the fire truck that Abraham and them drove around for a little while?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, everybody knew what that damn thing was. It was covered with blood, and he was driving it
Right.
around like it was a normal fire truck.
Did
You're
they
like, oh, what?
really?
Yeah, they did. It was like, we're going to ride down the road in this big blooded up truck.
Oh man, that's wild.
Yeah, that's all the fans were like, oh my God, look at that. And I'm like, yeah, it's a death truck. It's like, we didn't know what they were using it for. It's like, that thing's just covered with blood, man.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I'm sure people call the cops.
Yeah, there's been so many times they did, man. It was crazy. I remember that. Remember the main one? It was they talk about in downtown Atlanta with Merle on top of the building, and they
When
call
they're
him SWAT.
shooting, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
My favorite place they filmed at is actually two. It's always going to be Clear, and it's going to
Yep.
be in Harrelson, because I worked those two, and those are my favorite because I worked there.
Yep.
Other than that, I think my favorite ones is probably the satellite dishes. That's where it is.
That was
Mr.
cool,
Storm.
and you actually took me out there. I appreciate that. That was pretty
Anytime.
cool to see. Man, I was
I've took
cool
you to
to see.
I've took you to a lot of filming locations for the
Yeah,
dead,
you
though,
did.
ain't I? Yeah. It's like, let's get in the truck. I got a new one.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The gas station. Remember how Carl relived Rick's the first moments Rick come on the show when he went at the gas station, shot a little girl in the face. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. There was an episode where Carl did the same thing. He did a walkthrough at the gas station. Remember that?
With all the chairs that were stacked.
Yes.
That,
So
yeah.
that gas station, me and Dustin went to it. That's actually in Peachtree City.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually did. Remember, we were doing the local tour guide. We were doing that. We actually filmed a whole episode of that, and I managed to lose it on my phone. Can you imagine people filming a set and seeing poop or something pointing? Man, that's a lot of poop. Yeah, yeah. You know, the coolest thing I ever seen filmed though was at Noonan Hospital. When we were up there, and we got to walk around the set. And it was the episode where the governor was getting the oxygen tanks from his Lily's father, and they were burying his body. And there was a walker that walked up there, and he kept shooting him over and over again in the head. And this lady would fall to the ground, and she'd get back up and redo it and redo it and redo it. And they ended up cutting that from the show. I didn't even get to see it, but
Oh wow.
just watching them film it was pretty awesome. I think it was right before you got there. That day, that woman had to hit concrete at least 100 times.
Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a cool location. I bet that was cool to see filming. I finally got a chance to see it on that last tour with Cindy. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. I need to go up there and try to get up there next to the hospital. I've been up there one time, but I had to sneak at it because I live up the street from it anyway. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I got to get
That's
permission.
active, right? People are always.
Yeah, yeah, people are always up there filming. They film quite a bit of stuff up there. Anytime they need a hospital anymore from around the Atlanta area, they use this one.
Okay.
So that's a full-fledged hospital. What that is.
Gotcha.
And
do you know what happened? I mean, what just happened at a hospital? It just closed?
Yeah, I mean, we all right. We had the original Noonan Hospital. Then we had that one, which at the time it was called something else. I can't remember. Humana Hospital.
Humana Hospital.
So Noonan bought Humana out. So Noonan had two hospitals here. They had Humana and regular Noonan. They're called A and B and Campus A and B or whatever it was called. Eventually, one of the first one closed, which where I was born at, and then the second one closed therefore after, and they built a new one we got, which is a multi-million-dollar hospital out here.
Wow.
So that's basically what happened. The hospital moved and they abandoned the building, and they were going to make it like a mental. Yeah, they were going to make it a mental ward, and then the studios came in and said we can use that. Can we rent it? And they started renting it.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's been used in quite a few things. I mean, they filmed a new Conjuring there.
Oh wow!
I know that Conjuring 3 is not. I remember I went up there and got a couple of actors' autographs.
Oh really?
It has not even aired yet. Yeah, if you look at my Facebook, it's there, but um, I can't remember when it was supposed to come out, but COVID stopped it,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's still not come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. But I remember they used the downtown square, the old courthouse, and everything when they tried the guy. I don't know what they tried him for. Um, Sean
Oh,
and
wow.
Tracy. Sean. You remember Sean, a kid with Down syndrome? Him and his mom was up there, and they were actually extras in it. So
Oh, wow.
it's kind of
That's cool.
yeah, it's kind of cool.
That is cool, man. Yeah, I bet
Yeah.
it's cool to see these things being filmed, and you're just trying to figure out what are they doing.
Well, the first movie set I ever actually watched film was, I think I was like 5 years old. I watched some film Frogger and the Menace, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, after that they filmed what was it? Joyful Noise with Dolly Parton.
Okay.
Um, I watched them film Broken Bridges with Burt Reynolds and Toby Keith. Um, and I'd watched all this stuff throughout my life, and I even told my ex-wife one day when we were riding through town, I'm like, they always film here. Why don't we just stop and watch one day, see what they're filming?
That's
And
cool.
she's like, whatever. And I was like, okay. So we ended up watching The Walking Dead of all things, and kind of took us on our own little way, and it's been a wild ride, and it's been fun.
Yeah,
Do you
man.
think the Chinese are going to do something? How about not many
Uh-oh. Chinese
Chinese
zombies?
Chinese zombies? I think we got them now through Corona, don't we? I don't know. Got the Chinese zombies now.
I know, right?
Yeah,
If you want to see a Chinese zombie movie, what's that? Train to Busan. That's a good Chinese zombie
yeah.
movie.
Did that just come out? Because I remember seeing the Blu-ray of that.
No, that one's been out a while. I think it's on Netflix, but I think they have a sequel.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, maybe the sequel
gotcha.
is what you saw.
Maybe so. I don't know. So, Mr. Casey, what brings you coming back to Sonoya, even after all this time?
Oh, what brings me back? Just to I like to see how it's changed. I like to see how Sonoy is changing, whether it's good or bad. It's just very interesting because when I first went to Sonoy, I believe the only thing that was really there was the coffee shop and like that thrift store next to it, or not thrift store, like an antique store,
Yeah,
maybe a bicycle shop. But to see what it is now, restaurants are booming. Even Norman Reedus and Greg Nicotero have their restaurant. Um, it's just cool just to see the growth, and it's cool to see fans. I love people watching. I love seeing other fans, and I love seeing the excitement just as I did when I first visited. Sonoy or the Walking Dead set. I mean, you have the two of the most iconic sets, right? In Sonoy, you literally look down the street and you're looking down Woodbury, and then you turn around and there's Alexandria. I mean, that's just wild. It's like standing
yeah.
in the middle of Universal Studios. So,
I never
yeah,
thought about it like that. Never
it's
did.
cool. I always try to hit you up, man, and so we can get together, get something to eat, and just hang out.
You know what? I never thought about that, man. It's like we're lucky. I mean, we're lucky enough to live here, but like I never really thought about like how big of a deal that is. Like
Hmm.
even after all this time, I still don't, still
Right,
don't really get it because I mean I see it every day.
right.
So it's like it never really sunk in. So like I don't know. I walk through town sometimes and I'm seeing people and stuff. I remember I was teaching Shelby how to drive one time. And I got these people walking in front of her. I'm like, get out the way before she kills you. It's like, come on now. I was like, oh my dear God, this lady. I said, this little girl's gonna kill somebody. But no, it's like I never really thought about. I see people come in all the time. I enjoy it with them, but like I never really thought about it like you just said. Like
Right.
Universal Studios. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
I just
Yeah.
yeah,
You're in
it's cool.
a movie lot, a living movie lot. And that's why I
Yeah,
like when you paste or post those, Facebook Live things where if something's happening or, you know what I mean? Because we just can't see that. I mean, yeah, I live in Georgia, but I'm still 4 hours away. So even I
well,
enjoy seeing that kind of
I'm
stuff.
on. I'm gonna make a deal with you then. There's this last season coming up. I can't guarantee I'll be there all the time,
Sure.
but I'll do that as much as I possibly can until the
That'd be
show
awesome.
ends. Yeah,
That'd
I'll
be
go
awesome.
out there every night that I can to show y'all what's going on after I get off or whatever, and try to make y'all more part of everything. Of course, I'll probably get yelled at a lot and I'll get fussed at, but I gotta get that. I do.
Yeah, I want to try to make my way up there too. I got some. I definitely want to take some days and head up that way during the week because I know they
Well,
normally film like during the week, right, and not so much the weekend.
usually Monday through Friday, but they're going to be. I think they're going to have more than one, team going. So I think you might be able to see them on the weekends. I'll be honest with
Gotcha.
you, because like last time they filmed that 6 episodes really quick,
Uh-huh.
and they were filming about 6 days a week. No joke.
Really? Okay. Okay.
They were filming the hell out of some stuff. I mean,
Gotcha.
and this is going to be 24 episodes consecutively.
Yeah, it's
They're
24
going to fix it in
episodes,
this,
so they're gonna be busy.
and they're going to fit in the same exact timeline as 16.
Gotcha.
So I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm gonna do what I can, and there might be some crazy stuff, man. We might see Alexandria burning to the ground. You never know.
Right. Right.
Because if they don't need that set anymore, you don't never know what you're gonna see out there.
Exactly. I mean, just like they did with the governor's house. Hey,
Yeah,
do you
and
know if they're still doing the Well, I don't think they're doing it because of COVID, but the studio tours. Have you heard anything
no,
about those coming back?
all I know is that the site disappeared. We were told
Oh, the site's
because
gone.
of the Facebook. Yeah, we were told that they wasn't doing it because of COVID, and I also heard we were told that they were taking pictures of stuff they was not supposed to. Like
So
they were telling them
people
not to take
ruined
pictures
it.
of that. I think I'm not sure
Uh,
though. I'm not sure, but
oh man, that stinks. I always
it,
wanted to do that. I kicked myself. Didn't I
I
never
had
made it
a
up there for that.
I had a chance to do it and I bypassed it, and I'm still kicking myself for it. I mean, because I was in that time in my life where I was sorting
Kind
through
of done
things
with
in
it.
my own personal
Yeah,
life.
man.
Well, I wasn't done with it. I had to step back, and
Sure.
I I felt like I needed to, and I did it for 2 years, and I'm back now, and I'm
That's
all
cool.
up in
That's
it.
cool.
So it
Well,
is what it is.
hopefully, fingers crossed, if they bring it back, man, we'll go.
I'm with you there, man.
Go
I'd
check
pay
it
the
out.
price and go in there with you and see what's going on. But
Yeah, man.
I I know we didn't have a lot of viewers on here. Main thing was it was like a compressed episode anyway. So we're just now doing a surprise. I kind of figured it, so hopefully viewership come over time. Everybody's got plans and stuff and didn't plan to see the show tonight, but I enjoyed it tonight. Thanks for telling us about your history there, Casey.
Oh yeah,
History
man.
was.
Glad I could join you, and yeah, appreciate it.
All right, guys. We'd like to thank our sponsors this time. Walking Dead Harrelson, of course. The Camp, Abraham's Army. Go get your shirts down there. The Dead Tree Podcast. The Water Tower Tour. In case, what is the other one? Survive the Night. Yeah. Survive the Night. I don't know when the next one is, and you had to check with old Betamax over there, kind of figure that out. Also, autorapsplus.com. You want stickers of us, just kind of go out there and order them off there. I know I'm supposed to get some more, but don't do that. Go and get your own, and that way you have a bunch. You ain't got to worry about me giving them out one at a time. So, everybody else, have a great night. Thank you, Mr. Casey.
Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Later, everyone.